after the first year, we wanted to kind of maintain that euphoria, maintain that feeling of, you know, doing something great on a weekend. But then after year 2, not only do we want to maintain that feeling, not only do we want to keep chasing that dream, we had to make up for a year where we had really kind of misstepped.
After year 2, I was really excited to kind of work on year 3. We started really early with pre-production. We had all our locations locked. We kind of jotted out kind of like a basic rough plan.
I think year 3 is when we became the machine of 48 hours that we are now, you know, or were up until this year.
For the 3rd year, we went back to the original roles. Like I was directing and Ray was DPing, and I think that felt a little bit more comfortable for both of us. And I was worried that I wasn't really going to be able to write the thing myself again, at least not do that great of a job. So, you know, Bill and I wrote it together, and we sat down, hashed out a story and in dialogue and everything, and you know, we got through it pretty quickly.
Year 3 was one of the worst years of all the 5 because I was basically on my deathbed. I was sick, like beyond sick.
I tried to stay away from her a lot because I didn't want to get sick, and I knew that it was kind of hard. You know, you always felt like you were, okay, can you please learn this line? Like trying to tiptoe around, like just getting her to do anything that she could do. I mean, not saying that she wouldn't do it, but just that she was so sick you felt bad asking, you know. And
her and my relationship, you know, had developed so much, and like we, you know, at that point we were pretty much best friends, you know. And so I was obviously concerned, you know, about her experience, and I didn't want her to not have a great time like this last year because she was ill. So for me, that was like one of the biggest disappointments, I think, for year 3 was the fact that, you know, she wasn't able to enjoy it as much as the rest of us. G was a friend of Bill's, actually a co-worker of Bill's, who came out the 3rd year and, you know, was going to be our lead actor for this thing. But, you know, once he got on set and, you know, once we gave him the lines and, you know, told him his character, he was probably the most professional person we've ever worked with. He knew his character. He didn't really need a lot of direction. Like, he just kind of knew what he had to do, and he like delivered. And like that was a really surprising thing, but like a really welcome thing for us.
I had a small role in a short film, and that's where I met the rest of the crew, and just immediately just fell in love with the way that these guys worked, the way that everything was handled.
so it was cool to, you know, to know that G was going to come help out on this shoot, because, you know, now we've got somebody who's like a natural actor, you know, and that was cool for us because, you know, we're always behind the camera, you know, doing what we know how to do. And to have somebody in front of the camera with that same mindset and that same experience and talent was a cool thing.
We all have a very unique sense of humor and a unique way of treating each other, especially offset, or, you know, I mean, even on set, you know, there's a lot of joking and stuff, and it was cool because he kind of just clicked. He just kind of got it.
If you looked up man in the dictionary, you'd see a picture of G. He is good stuff.
I loved G. I think he brought back the energy that we kind of needed, that we lacked the 2nd year. I think the way he's experienced with acting, he's a great actor. I think that really pushed us to be as good as him in the acting portion of this.
I think he came out and just created a great environment for people. I think it really mimicked the first year, and that it was someone we hadn't worked with before, but that instantly bonded to the group and instantly felt like he belonged. And I don't know how someone like him creates that kind of energy, but it was definitely felt throughout the weekend, and it definitely helped everybody.
G is like the perfect actor. I mean, he doesn't complain. He picks up, you know, some C-stands, moves them around. He does everything to get the film done. I mean, as far as being like a phenomenal actor, you know, especially one that you can find for free, the guy's just got a great attitude, and like he almost makes it, you know, like he makes part of the team, you know, like he is part of Team Edge. He, you know, he makes the shoots fun and fast and easy, and you're just happy to work with him.
I mean, that's what I live for. It's more, I love the diversity. I love the differences between everybody. I love hearing everybody's story and their background. And I think especially in film, that's just extremely important to have, because you can get a sense of everybody's role in the film and a sense of what intensity they're bringing and what emotions they're bringing due to their personalities and their everyday lives.
G was definitely a breath of fresh air. He came after the second year when we had Leonard, the unreliable actor, and he just came in and blew everyone out of the water. You know, we didn't even know what to expect from him, and he came in and just owned everything. You know, he was so versatile, so great. He was like awesome actor, and like one of the actors said, it wasn't even in a bad way. You know, he just was able to make all of us better, and was really comfortable with him, and so he's definitely someone I would love to work with in the future and do in the future.
Once he started acting and I saw a few words that came out of his mouth, I was amazed. The man should be in Hollywood right now, next to Robert De Niro.
I think if it was anybody else, the way his acting was, I would have been intimidated by him, but I was more like, this guy's awesome, and why are we even in this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just made it so much fun. His humor, he's so diverse, and he can be funny, he can be serious. I mean, so
versatile.
Yeah, he was so much fun for us to have around, and the fact that he's good looking totally helps. So that was cool.
The first movie in Convicted, there was a hot tub scene outside of Bill's house, and I remember just kind of like walking in there, just kind of strolling in, and I see these two girls in bikinis, just like. So I mean, it's definitely something that we've all kind of become and kind of acknowledge that we're all extremely playful and we're just kind of all flattering towards each other. So I think it just kind of makes it a better environment.
We had so many people on set that year that I think, you know, it just kind of got to be a little bit of a clusterfuck. You know, we had so many people there that we didn't have enough jobs for them, really.
I think it was cool because it was like, we have this giant group of friends, and when we all do something together, it's really cool, and we all try to always do all these big trips and hangouts and stuff with everybody there, and I think that was one of the times when, you know, third year was like a full group hangout shoot thing, you know, and everybody was there. And
I think having that extra help is nice, makes things go a lot smoother when we're not frantic on needing somebody to hold the boom, somebody to be watching the film. I think that helped a lot, but then again, it's easier for behind the scenes when we're in downtime for clicks to form, for people to separate. I think it kept us from not being so much of a team.
the only drawback to being so efficient, it had some other people on the shoot with nothing to do. You know, people who wanted to do something, and just there wasn't anything fun to do because we had, you know, one main setup that was already lit Friday night, and we just had to shoot in it. You know, so and then the only other things we had to shoot was the flashback sequences that were, you know, on location in the hot tub and parking lot and that kind of stuff. So, you know, especially because we were driving, we didn't want to do a big company move out to a parking lot. So we just kind of took a skeleton crew out and just grabbed the stuff real quick. And so I think that gave people back at the house some time to just kind of feel left out and kind of out on the shoot. But I think it kind of came around again when we had to shoot some of the inserts for Sabrina's character, planning the money and the other stuff. And I think we kind of said, okay, you guys who didn't get in on the other shoots here, you guys just take care of this. You know, I think Joey really liked that. I remember him saying that's one of the funnest times he had that weekend, was getting to just set up and shoot those scenes all by himself. And I think that really shows because those scenes are really cool. You know, those shots of the light flicking on and, you know, seeing the shadow and the window reflection, and it was cool because if the main crew had done that, we were already burned out on, you know, doing those other shoots, and now you got some fresh people to just go and put their spin on it and make those shots work, and I thought that was kind of cool.